International Women's Day celebrates the achievements, resilience, and contributions of women worldwide. On this day, we reflect on progress made in gender equality and acknowledge the work that remains. It's a call to action, inspiring unity and breaking barriers. Recognizing the strength of women's voices, we strive for a future where opportunities are equal and women's empowerment knows no bounds. Let's hear from them of what they say about their story. Girls are capable of doing everything men are capable of doing. Sometimes they have more imagination than men. Katherine Johnson. The success of every woman should be the inspiration to another. We should raise each other up. Make sure you're very courageous, be strong, be extremely kind, and above all be humble. Serena Williams. We need to understand that there is no formula for how women should lead their lives. That is why we must respect the choices that each woman makes for herself and her family. Every woman deserves the chance to realize her God-given potential. Hillary Clinton. Women should do for themselves what men have already done, occasionally what men have not done, thereby establishing themselves as persons, and perhaps encouraging other women toward greater independence of thought and action. Amelia Earhart. A girl should not expect special privileges because of her sex, but neither should she adjust to prejudice and discrimination. Betty Friedan. Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. Oprah Winfrey. Don't ever make decisions based on fear. Make decisions based on hope and possibility. Make decisions based on what should happen, not what shouldn't. Michelle Obama. I raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot succeed when half of us are held back. Malala Yousafzai. No woman should be told she can't make decisions about her own body. When women's rights are under attack, we fight back. Kamala Harris. The more I have spoken about feminism, the more I have realized that fighting for women's rights has too often become synonymous with man-hating. If there is one thing I know for certain, it is that this has to stop. Emma Watson. I can promise you that women working together, linked, informed, and educated, can bring peace and prosperity to this forsaken planet. Isabel Allende. All women, whatever be their position, should demand political equality as a means of a freer life, and one calculated to yield rich blessings to society. Clara Zetkin. To be able to create opportunities where women are telling their stories in their own words, you're just getting a better perspective of the human experience. Reese Witherspoon. I want to build a community where women of all races can communicate and share some of those secrets, so we can continue to support and take care of each other. Beyoncé. I know people are not used to seeing confident, educated, happy, chunky African American girls, and I don't care. They're just going to have to get used to it. Precious Lee. I always put myself in harm's way because that is where I am most effective. Miriam Defensor Santiago. If there is a fight in this life, it must be for freedoms and rights. And if we have our freedom, we must fight for others who don't. Angelina Jolie. If you are to free yourselves, you must break the chains of oppression yourselves. Only then can we express our dignity, only when we have liberated ourselves can we cooperate with other groups. Any acceptance of humiliation, indignity, or insult is acceptance of inferiority. Winnie Madikizela Mandela. Of all the nasty outcomes predicted for women's liberation, none was more alarming than the suggestion that women would eventually become just like men. Barbara Ehrenreich. It's not about how many times you get rejected or fall down or are beaten up, it's about how many times you stand up and are brave and you keep on going. Lady Gaga. Every woman's success should be an inspiration to another. We're strongest when we cheer each other on. Serena Williams. Teach her that the idea of gender roles is absolute nonsense. Do not ever tell her that she should or should not do something because she is a girl. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. It took me quite a long time to develop a voice, and now that I have it, I am not going to be silent. Madeleine Albright. The emerging woman will be strong-minded, strong-hearted, strong-souled, and strong-bodied. Strength and beauty must go together. Louisa May Alcott. One life is all we have and we live it as we believe in living it. But to sacrifice what you are and to live without belief, that is a fate more terrible than dying. Joan of Arc. I'm not going to limit myself just because people won't accept the fact that I can do something else. Dolly Parton. Justice is about making sure that being polite is not the same thing as being quiet. In fact, oftentimes, the most righteous thing you can do is shake the table. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. We need women at all levels, including the top, to change the dynamic, reshape the conversation, to make sure women's voices are heard and heeded, not overlooked and ignored. Sheryl Sandberg. Feminism isn't about making women stronger. Women are already strong, it's about changing the way the world perceives that strength. G.D. Anderson. You don't know the background story of resilience, struggles and strength of beautiful and outgoing women. All you see is what is showcased. Germany Kent. Do not stop thinking of life as an adventure. You have no security unless you can live bravely, excitingly, imaginatively, unless you can choose a challenge instead of competence. Eleanor Roosevelt. Technique and ability alone do not get you to the top, it is the willpower that is most important. Junko Tabai. We are here, not because we are lawbreakers, we are here in our efforts to become lawmakers. Emmeline Pankhurst. You don't make progress by standing on the sidelines whimpering and complaining. You make progress by implementing ideas. Shirley Chisholm. Change happens by listening and then starting a dialogue with the people who are doing something you don't believe is right. Jane Goodall. Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Tolerance and compassion are active, not passive states, born of the capacity to listen, to observe and to respect others. Indira Gandhi. I was a person with dignity and self-respect, and I should not set my sights lower than anybody else just because I was black. Rosa Parks. Life is not easy for any of us. But what of that? We must have perseverance and above all confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that this thing must be attained. Marie Curie. If you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. Maya Angelou. The world needs strong women who will lift and build others. Who will love and be loved. Women who live bravely, both tender and fierce, women of indomitable will. Amy Tenney. A woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman. But the search to find that voice can be remarkably difficult. Melinda Gates.